Strange things are happening at the holiday box office, but unlike the rest of the media pundits, we've known all along that the Christmas week does weird things to movies. Now we're ready to move ahead, telling you what's going on instead with Sonic 3 and giving you a fresh perspective on why things are looking up for the little needle mouse who could. Paramount overjoyed as media analysts try to keep up with how well things are going. Hello, folks, and welcome back to the channel that does loop-de-loops around the Holly Weirds, dragging them back to the mainstream middle, the sensible center where money is made. If you enjoy this kind of content, consider joining our Patreon. It's www.patreon.com/WDW Pro. Today, we're talking about Sonic 3 and the fact that the media seems to have missed how much money the film is going to make. But in this case, they overprojected, and now they're freaking out. Oh no, they say, Sonic's not going to do what we thought it was going to do. But don't be blue unless you're Sonic because, well, folks, I'm here to tell you the Christmas week does not work the same way as other weeks. And Sonic is definitely not a weak movie. The second weekend going to matter more than ever before. We'll tell you why, explainified with the panel right now. Sonic is doing very well, but folks, I'm here to tell you that the media is missing this, and we're going to explain why. Now, we love thenumbers.com. You should love the numbers too, because they give us the numbers we need. And at least one area of this crazy entertainment industry still gives us numbers so that we can use the analytics that are necessary to know what's happening with culture, with the culture curve. And here's what we've got. From the numbers, I want to read this to you. Weekend projection. Sonic rushes past Lion King for emphatic weekend win. Now, the important thing is down here in the description. It says, Disney's plan to cap a stellar year with another box office triumph has run into a wall this weekend with Mufasa the Lion King being completely outpaced by Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Both films are coming in a little behind our Friday morning predictions. So this is, of course, the weekend before Christmas. They had predictions. These movies both came in a little bit short of that. But I'm here to tell you, I think that that's because they did not calculate this well. We're going to refresh this and see if they've got the numbers updated. We're waiting on Sonic and Mufasa numbers to come in. They don't have it yet. But here's what I'll say. For some reason, the media did not consider how a Christmas week works at the box office. I think they tried to measure this and predict this based on a normal weekend, the weekend before Christmas. And that's not the way it works because, folks, I'm going to tell you, when Christmas lands in the very middle of a week, at the box office, the weekend before does well Thursday, Friday, and then tapers off Saturday and Sunday because people traditionally use the Saturday and Sunday for travel to go to their families. And so we're going to have a very strange week this week at the box office, and I just want people to understand that. As you're looking through how this is going to play out, you need to understand that the second weekend matters tremendously, but the middle of the week is very weird. Here's an example. Christmas Eve night. People are busy helping Santa. Wink, wink, nod, nod, nudge, nudge, hint, hint. People are busy helping Santa, helping Ron, and so they don't go to the movies. So you will see a huge dip in the middle of the week for all of the movies. But that's not operating like a normal box office. And so that's why we're paying very close attention to what is Sonic 3 going to do both in the first weekend on those first 2 days, but not on the Saturday and Sunday necessarily. And then we're paying attention to what happens on December 26th. What happens on December 27th? So Sonic 3 right now, in my estimation, is looking really, really good because I don't think it's going to have a huge drop. I think Sonic might sit somewhere around the 40%, maybe even lower. Sonic might get a 30% drop weekend to weekend. And that means things are going very, very well for Paramount and Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Let me read this article just briefly. It's by Anthony D'Alessandro. It's out of Deadline. Sonic the Hedgehog 3 crosses $70 million in 4 days, Tuesday box office update. It says Paramount Sonic the Hedgehog 3 cleared $10 million in the first full day of kids and colleges students off from school. This brings the 4-day on the Jeff Fowler-directed threequel to $70 million, which was the 3-day estimate on the movie back on Friday. So it just took another day to get to that threshold. But again, folks, for whatever reason, the media didn't pay attention to this being a weekend that doesn't function like a typical weekend. I don't know why. It doesn't mean that holiday moviegoing is in danger, it says. All studios can't wait for Wednesday when many will be free of holiday distractions so that they can head to the movies. Today, Christmas Eve business for the top 10 movies can be off as much as 20 to 40% from yesterday, talking about on Tuesday. So that's where we are right now with Sonic. Sonic, of course, barreling out ahead of Mufasa. And that second weekend could get really, really ugly for Disney because Sonic will release internationally. And so now you've got a fair fight between these two franchises. Panel, who's going to be happy and who's going to be sad the weekend after Christmas?
Paramount's going to be very, very happy. Sonic, I saw with my family. Oh my gosh, what a great movie! And if you don't mind me showing here, I mean, we're already collecting these little guys from the Happy Meals.
Yep,
there's
we got
Sonic.
Too.
Yeah. And there's a Shadow right there. And I mean, it's in the. I don't even know. I would say that Sonic 3 almost didn't need marketing in the sense that everybody's already hyped up after 1 and 2 to see this movie. And it was fun and it was enjoyable and it was a great time at the movie theater for a family. And it held the value because it cost a lot of money to go to the movie theater as a family these days. A lot. And I don't want to waste that on watching National Geographic does Lion King. That's just weird. But I think that there's been some disingenuousness on the part of Disney saying that this was the #1 movie worldwide, even though it failed at the box office in the United States. Sonic hasn't been released worldwide yet. There's a lot of this. Next weekend, this coming weekend from Christmas Day, when it used to be that we would take our family to the movies every Christmas Day for a while there. We don't do it now, but I do think that as a traditional day that a lot of families go to the movies, and I think what they're going to be seeing is Sonic. And worldwide, when this hits the international box office, places like Japan, places like China, it's going to go gangbusters. I do think Sonic 3 could have a chance at $1 billion.
Do they like Sonic in Japan? I'm just curious. Anybody have any grasp on whether or not the people of Japan are fans of this classic video game character?
Well, it seems to me that Sonic is tangentially related somehow to Japan. I can't put my finger on it.
Sorry for the sarcasm.
Culture with the manly growing up dwarven voice there. Culture, could you tell us, though, there's another movie that's coming on the way, and I think you're excited about it. A lot of people are excited about seeing it, and yet I'm not sure that it's going to have any impact at all on Sonic 3 because I think it's a totally different demographic. What say you?
Yeah. No, I'm very excited. I know it's strange to get excited about a horror film at Christmas time, but Nosferatu releases. And I'm a huge fan of the original film, the remake of the original film, and now we get Eggers' version of it, which based on just the limited clips that I have been fortunate enough to be shown, I'm so excited for Nosferatu. But yes, it's an entirely different demographic. I mean, the only 4 quadrant films, I'm using the finger quotes, are these 2 animated films that are out right now that people are going to be interested in. And I think there's only one winner, as Ron said. I think it's Sonic. I don't think it needed the kind of push. The word of mouth was already positive about it because of the 2 previous films. Obviously, the minute you introduce Keanu Reeves, you've got another level of interest coming from perhaps a different demographic. So pretty excited about that. And I will just say that overall, Nosferatu will have some impact with the adult audience. But every new entry that's coming into the marketplace this at post holiday is aimed more at adults. So if you're looking for something to perform well, you're looking for those 4 quadrant pictures like Sonic, and a couple weeks ago, 5 weeks ago, I guess, or 4 weeks ago was Moana. But like I said, I mean, the competition will be fierce once we get the international release of Sonic. So I have a feeling that everything that's been said here is accurate, and you're going to see a huge weekend or a performance from tomorrow onward, because a lot of families, I know it's strange, and I think you've already said this, but a lot of families do go to the theaters on Christmas Day.
Yep.
So.
Christmas night especially can be a big night. Depends on the movie that's out that year. Yeah. Jonas, I don't know if you heard about this, though, but Valiant Renegade may have played a part in Disney finally getting a community note on X on their main account.
They certainly did.
Jonas, I just want to tell you that the folks over at the former home of Alyssa Mercante, the Kotakuites, they're not having a fun time with that, Jonas. Can I show you something?
Please go ahead. It'll be a Christmas gift to me.
Folks, join us as we peek behind the veil of insanity. Here it is. This is from Kotaku. Sonic 3 beats Mufasa at the U.S. box office. Chaos ensues. The Lion King prequel has come out on top internationally, though Sonic 3 hasn't released in every territory yet. Let me translate that for people who might not speak Kotakuese. I'll translate this. Sonic 3 beats Mufasa at the U.S. box office. Disney gets called out. That's the title. And the subtitle would be, The Lion prequel has come out on top internationally because Sonic 3 hasn't released in a single international territory whatsoever. Jonas, they're handling it well.
Yeah. I remember back in the Batman versus Superman days, watching all of the figures come in for that opening, and they had everything released on the exact same day so that they could say that Batman versus Superman was a huge opening. It was, I don't know if it was the first unified global opening, but it was one of the early ones where we saw this strategy specifically play out. I'm very glad for the community note coming through, because I feel like channels like this one, and of course Valiant Renegade and That Park Place, of course, culture is where the intellectuals go, of course. But I like that people are seeing through all of this garbage, and for Kotaku to be getting in on the game. I wonder if they just ended up on the wrong side of the issue here, because Sonic 3 is a video game movie, and Kotaku likes to pretend to be a video game site. So,
I just enjoy, Jonas, that when Paramount beats Disney, and by the way, does it with a completely unwoke film in Sonic 3. A film that, by the way, is part of a franchise of a tradition of beating things like Birds of Prey into the ground. That the way that Kotaku and the Kotakuites respond to that is by saying, chaos is all through the land. And I'm just here to say, I'm sorry, Kotaku, but Sonic and Shadow are really good.
No, I'm going to get, yeah, exactly. I think they were making a Sonic the Hedgehog joke here, more specifically a Shadow the Hedgehog joke here. So maybe.
Okay, wait a minute, Jonas. This is like when Lorne comes on and comes up with ways that Disney might be coming up. Well, he used to do this. Ways that Disney might be, inserting some kind of grand scheme at the end of a Star Wars film. And then we get to the end and we say, yeah, Lorne, you're way smarter than they are. Don't give them extra credit. Don't do it, Jonas. It's a trap.
One thing I will point out that Sonic, that shadow head is poorly proportioned for that meme.
Well, folks, we've come to the end of another video of pure excellence and fun, explaining entertainment, keeping you ahead of the culture curve. That's what we hope you believe we've just done. And why should you believe it? Well, because we've done our very best to make it so, to be true, to be factual, and to do what the mainstream so-called access journalists simply won't. Folks, you can help share this out across the fruited plains of YouTube by clicking the like button, share, subscribe, click it, stick it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. And folks, as we get ready to say sayonara for now, we ask that you keep learning, keep growing, and wherever you are and whatever you're doing, keep having fun.